Alright, we back. Motor City Sports Talk. I had to cool off after the game, man. So I just called it a review. When it's a reaction, it's pretty much my immediate reaction to the game, man. And we back. Appreciate everybody for showing love, hitting the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Everybody that's showing the videos, rocking out with us. Pistons fall to the Hornets once again. I don't think we beat them this season. I think they 3-0 up on us. 104-91. Talk about the box scores. That's how we do it first. Michigan State's own Miles Bridges dropped 10, 5, and 5 in front of Mateen Cleaves and some of the bad boy Pistons, some of the going work Pistons that was honored at halftime. Nicholas Batum didn't record a point. He started in a mug, man. In Portland, I thought he was decent, but I see why they got rid of him in that big contract. 0 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Bismack Biyombo had 6 points, 2 assists, 9 rebounds. He did all right for a guy that ain't been playing a lot of minutes because I think Cody Zeller and Marvin Williams, former number 2 overall pick or 1 overall pick, ain't do nothing. Didn't play today. Kemba Walker, 31 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. Wouldn't Kemba Walker look nice in the Pistons uniform? Dwayne Bacon was a surprise too. Shoot, he started 14-1-1. Kaminsky dropped 24, 2 assists, 5 rebounds off the bench. Jeremy Lamb dropped 17 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds off the bench. And pretty much Malik Monk and Devontae Graham really ain't gave you nothing after that, all right? Malik Monk was supposed to be a really good player, man. I don't know what happened coming out of Kentucky. Blake Griffin had 16, 4, and 4. Bruce Brown had 16, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Andre had 15 points, 1 assist, 23 rebounds. Wayne Ellington had 14 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Reggie didn't show up again today. 9 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Ed Smith, 20 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Luke Kennard, 7 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Don Maker, 2 points, 6 rebounds. And Langston Galloway, 2 points, 1 rebound. Now, Pistons started off pretty freaking decent, you know what I'm saying? And they started off decent, just tapered off after that. Charlotte outscored them 30-27 in the first quarter, 28-15. Pistons came back and outscored them by 10 points in the third, 33-23. And then, once again, they get beat up in the fourth quarter, 21. Charlotte scored 21, today 16. And we end up losing 104-91. Kemba Walker was unstoppable. The Pistons have no answer for him. And I've been preaching Bruce Brown. With Bruce Brown, Reggie Jackson, Michael Jackson, Tito Jackson. We ain't had no answer for Kemba Walker this whole season. And he just the real deal Holyfield, man. He got great jump, 3-point jumper in the NBA now. He able to penetrate, kill in the mid-range game, kill the top of the key to the elbow. His stop and pop game is out cold. He able to get to the bucket and finish. He missed a bunny in this game, but that's small apples, man. Blake Griffin, there was a lot of talk on the internet, but let me hold on about Blake Griffin, about what the talk was around on social media and some of the threads. But Frank Kaminsky came off the bench. He been playing well as late. They pulled him out the deep freezer because of the injuries to Zeller and Marvin Williams, but he still came off the bench and he gave you 25 points. And for some reason, big guys just get off on the Pistons for that reason. Some of the flukiest ones have some great games versus the Detroit Pistons. And Dwayne Bacon, I don't even know who the hell he is. He had a great game today, man. For him, 14 points, man. And then you had Jeremy Lamb doing what he do out of UConn. He dropped 16, 17 in the bucket. So they got when Charlotte get a boost from their bench like that, and they get a little bit of something, couple bodies on Dre, like Bismack had a couple just solid underrated plays, and Miles Bridges hit a big 3. Was that in the third or fourth quarter? They just scored just enough to keep the Pistons from making a run. And shout out to the Hornets, man. They playing for their playoff life, and also they playing to retain Kemba Walker. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say I told nobody, so I'm still gonna wait and see. We got Memphis, we got the Knicks, so. I'm not sure about how the Nets playing, how it's falling with the Nets today, and I'll look that up real quick. But I'm gonna say that for tomorrow morning. If God willing, I could wake up tomorrow morning and get a stream in. It's gonna be all about the Pistons, man, right now. And we'll move more into some draft talk about the Lions for the rest of this week. But we really on the Piston road right now. And yeah, the Brooklyn Nets beat the fucking Indiana Pacers tonight, 108-96. So at this point, the Pistons are really just competing against the Charlotte Hornets and the Miami Heat. And the Charlotte Hornets hold the tiebreaker over us as well. And we competing with the Magic as well. So We still one game up on the Hornets. So we gotta win. We gotta win versus Memphis. We probably gotta win versus the Knicks. So to talk about Blake Griffin was like Blake Griffin was injured and he shouldn't have been out there today, but it's a dire need, man. Of course, they should have pulled him off the court. And I seen Jose Calderon chopping up game with him, and I think it might have been some frustration that, you know, Blake probably couldn't really go, and he talking him into trying to go, and maybe the coaching staff try to preach to Blake that we need you to play, but Blake really ain't 100%. You know what I'm saying? So with Blake not being 100%, you know, he gave everything he got, and it kind of almost remind you when Grant Hill tore his ankle up playing in the playoffs for nothing. And ended up derailing his entire career, even going on to Orlando, never really getting a team up with Tracy McGrady. But y'all know him as T-Mac, a lot of y'all youngins out there. But, you know, it is what it is, man. If he didn't play and he quit on the team, people would have been questioning his heart. You know, he claimed he come a long way from when Zebo was backing him down, shit, all the way to the parking lot and bullying him. He tough, but at the end of the day, it's one of the questions about him and Chris Paul. And I'm going to make them synonymous with each other. That's a huge question, that they always get injured when it's critical moments for a team. And that was the risk they took with Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin got hurt last year. They didn't make the playoffs. This year, he getting hurt down the stretch. They possibly could miss the playoffs. You know, durability. And can you trade him is the question. You know, now everybody want to talk about, oh, man, the Pistons get to the playoffs. They're not going to do nothing. They should go ahead and tank and blow it up. Well, we taking out with 2 games left or 3 games left. 2 games left now to be exact. What are we tanking for? Because we said, when a lot of us guys that was talking about tanking, we was talking about that early in the season. We told y'all that the Pistons didn't have enough depth and didn't have the talent in the right areas to win. Now y'all want to sit here and face reality, and now y'all want to preach what we said. Hey, come back and give dudes like me who said that from the beginning that the Pistons didn't have enough and they needed to have a fire sale and move on. I said that shit after last season, man. Andre Drummond is a tremendous talent, 15 and 23, but his numbers do not impact the game like a Russell Westbrook or a Paul George or a D'Angelo Russell or Kyrie Irving or Joel Embiid, but not even Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, you know, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Joel Embiid is pretty much like the exception to that because he's so fucking talented and he can extend his game out to 3-point range in this new era. But it's a guards and wing game. It's a ball handler game. If you don't have no guards and no wings in this league, you're not going too far, man. It's no longer a big man game. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond would dominant and really had a bigger impact on the game when it wasn't so much run and gun and shoot threes all day. The game is not played inside out. And then when you play the game inside out, you're going to need a Shaq type of center. You know what I'm saying? A David Robinson, Tim Duncan type of high-low power forward center to really make it work. And Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond nowhere near the level of David Robinson or nowhere near the level offensively of Shaquille O'Neal. You throw it down to him, he able to get you 2 every time. Then we having a different type of conversation. You know, that's just what it is. You got to have guards and wings in today's league and ball handlers and playmakers, and the Pistons don't have it. Blake is a good playmaker, but they don't have that natural point guard or that natural guy on the wing that can really get his own and really, or they don't have a point guard that can create for somebody else. And that's the problem. You see Kemba Walker is able to create his own shot and able to create for others. The Pistons don't have no guy like that. Reggie Jackson, people want to sit here and sing his praises all the time, you know, and say, oh, how great Reggie Jackson is. When he had, on all these games, come like the last couple games he had, the Reggie Jackson apologists shut the hell up, don't they? They ain't got nothing to say. They sit there on hush mode. But as soon as he have a good game, they want to sit here and come out and say, I told you. No, it's about consistency over 82-game period. Blake Griffin is a consistent player when he's healthy. Reggie Jackson is not. Andre Drummond been consistent since since the All-Star break. That is true. But at the end of the day, his numbers don't impact a game like, it's like people want to act like they do. This is a league which is full of scoring. It's really predicated to help out the shot creators, the shot makers, the playmakers, the scorers. And we don't have enough shot creators and shot takers and shot makers on this team. And that's just what it is. You need a guard that can create. You need a wing that can assist the guard that create. It's just a wing and guard league, a scorers league right now at its best. And like I said before, in the beginning of the year, I told you guys the Pistons ceiling was an 8th, 7th, or 6th seed and getting probably a 1 or 2 games or really getting swept out the playoffs or not making the playoffs at all. Not everybody want to talk about we doomed. Start being realistic and stop being optimistic fans. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this from a real vantage point, not a fanboy vantage point. I'm saying this from a vantage point of somebody that know the game of basketball, that knows sports, and I tell y'all that shit about the Lions. They don't like what I'm selling, but guess what? Y'all drink that Honolulu Kool-Aid in the offseason. I done had that shit enough, man. I done had enough counting, over 10, 20 years counting the Lions wins and losses, and they win all the games we thought they gonna lose, and they lose all the games we think they gonna win, and they a subpar team at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's optimism, man. Get that optimism out your heart, man, and start looking at this shit with clarity, man, for what it is, man. But I'm still rocking with them. I'm still pulling for the Pistons to make the playoffs. We got to beat the Knicks. And we probably going to have to beat the Memphis Grizzlies as well, too. But we should be able to do that, man. The right character from Memphis is playing out his mind. And that's somebody to look at, man. They come from Toronto. That's really getting the opportunity to spread his wings. But, yeah, we took that L today. We'll take that L. Get better tomorrow. But I'll talk about the Pistons tomorrow. But after the season, we already making plans for playoffs. Me and my homeboys and shit going down there. So I hope they make it because I want to go down to a playoff game. But if they don't, yeah, I'm going to tell y'all, I told you so. All that shit coming. For real. Mark it down. Not bullshit, man. I like to gloat in the basketball glory. But I'd rather not gloat for this one. I rock with the Pistons tough. So I want them to make it. But took that L today. Shout out to Kemba Walker. He a special talent. He a free agent this offseason. So we'll see what he's going to do. Motor City Sports Talk. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.